Mr. Chairman, I did not hear you use the word recalibration today. And I'm just wondering if the recalibration phase is over and what you might call this new phase and whether the criteria for changing rates is somehow different and higher than it was before. Thanks.
We're not renaming the phase yet, but we may get around to that. But no, I would say we are, though, in a new phase in the process, as I said. So, and that's just because we've reduced our policy rate by 100 basis points. We're significantly closer to neutral. We still think where we are is meaningfully restrictive. And I think from this point forward, it's appropriate to move cautiously and look for progress on inflation. We've done a lot to support economic activity by cutting 100 basis points, and that's a good thing. I support the decision, and I think it was the right decision to make. I think from now, we are in a place where the risks really are in balance, and we need to see progress on inflation, and that's how we're thinking about it. So it is kind of a new thing. We moved pretty quickly to get to here, and I think going forward, obviously, we're going to be moving slower, which is consistent with the SEP.
I wonder if I could follow up and ask you how much you or the committee are looking through some of the high numbers we've had in the recent inflation numbers. For example, cars being up maybe because of the hurricanes, eggs because of the avian flu, that kind of stuff, and then looking forward perhaps to housing inflation coming down as it did in the recent report.
So we always try to be careful about not throwing out the numbers we don't like. It's just an occupational hazard is to look. Those high months are wrong. What about the low months? We have a very low month potentially in November. It's estimated by many to be in the mid-teens for core PCE. So that could be idiosyncratically low. We try to look at not just a couple or 3 months. We shouldn't have our position shouldn't change based on 2 or 3 months of good or bad data. We have a long string now of inflation coming down gradually over time. As I mentioned, 12-month headlines 2.5, 12-month core is 2.8. That's way better than we were. We still have some work to do, though, is how we're looking at it, and we need policy to remain restrictive to get that work done, we think.